Last week I introduced you guys to the concept of the Sinister 16, and this week we're looking at two more members and two underrated Spider-Man villains, if I do say so myself. These were two really fun characters to make because they're two completely different styles, so there's a lot of different techniques and design choices that go into both of them. So there's a lot to go over, and it's going to be a fun one. This is going to be a little bit shorter because I don't have as much footage. I built these on live streams, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So first up, we're going to go ahead and check out the Beetle. Like I said, I built a lot of this on live streams and just off to the side. This is right before I bought myself a camera and started doing long form content. So there's a lot of footage missing in these customs, but this one was really fun. As you can see, I went for the classic green and purple design with a couple different techniques here and there. I added some wings. This was really fun. I took these wings from a bat wing and then I screwed them into the back so I don't lose the articulation, and it works really well. It's sturdy, they're not loose, it didn't damage the figure in any way or limit articulation, so that was really solid. One thing that was really fun about using this grid figure for this custom was that there's so much sculpting that was hidden inside of here because it was just painted one solid color. So we had a lot of fun painting this up and really highlighting a lot of those minor details. As you can see, I went pretty heavy with the dry brush to really add this worn out effect, and I honestly loved how this came out. I'm really proud of it. This is one of my favorite customs, honestly, because of how good a lot of this came out. There's still a little bit more I'm going to go ahead and touch up throughout this video because there's just a little minor details here and there. That's as it goes when you customize, you keep finding little details. These shoulder pads are really cool. They originally articulated, but they were getting in the way of the other wings I'm going to use, so I had to take out the back part that articulates and shave it down and then glue it to the back. I'll show you more when I put the wings on. I'm really happy with how this green came out and the purple, but there's a couple little details that we're going to touch up. We're going to add some red to the chest and the belt and these knees as well. The first layer is on and this is looking good. It definitely breaks up the sculpt, makes it look like a powered up suit. So I'm liking how this looks. We'll add a couple more layers. Next up, we're going to take a look at the wings, and honestly this is probably the part of this custom I like the most. It just came out really good. I took the newest Captain America wings because it has a little bit more articulation, and I painted it up, and because of the way it's light gray on the bottom and then a darker blue, we got like this little effect and it just looks absolutely incredible. And this is with just a couple layers of the purple paint on there. So we're going to go ahead and add a lot more detail. First up, what you see me doing is dry brushing some of this purple. I have this darker like plum purple, and then I'd like to take a lighter shade purple and just dry brush it on top to really add wear and tear, as you see here. We did this a lot throughout this figure on the purple and the green, and it adds a really cool effect. Now with one side looking good, we're going to go ahead and move on to the back side and the other wing as well. Now that all the purple is done, we're going to go ahead and do a silver dry brush. We'll go pretty heavy with this like we did throughout the rest of the armor to really drive home that worn out metal look. And with one side done, we're going to go ahead and check out this wing, and this is looking really good. I'm trying to add worn out metal parts where it would make the most sense. So I think this is looking really good. We'll go ahead and apply it to the rest of the wings, and I'm absolutely loving how this looks. Now that both purples and silvers are all done, we'll go ahead and touch up the minor details throughout this wing. Some of this little robotic pieces, we'll go ahead and paint those black. With one side fully done, this is what we're looking like. It definitely breaks up the sculpt and really highlights some of the other sculpting on this figure. And this looks really good, so we're going to go ahead and keep applying this throughout. Now let's move on to the backpack. Again, this is the same piece that goes with the wings. This is from the newest Captain America from Brave New World. It's a great figure in its own right, but I wanted the wings. And I painted the backpack black first so that we get a more consistent base. And then first we'll go over with the darkest purple. And then I'll add the plum on top of that and then dry brush with this purple again. That's the technique we used throughout the figure. And we did the same with the green as well. And now with all those minor details cleaned up and finished, let's go ahead and take one more look at this figure. I'm really liking how this came out, highlighting all those black details throughout the legs and all the dry brushing. This just really looks really good. Like I said, there's so much sculpting in this figure that we were able to bring out with our paint, and I'm really liking how this looks so far. All right, so now I clear coated the wings and let them dry. Let's go ahead and mount it onto the figure. First, I want to size it up to see where I want these wings to sit, because once I super glue it in, the wings aren't moving ever again. So I really want to make sure they're in the right spot. Now, as we make our way to the back, you can see I cleaned up the knees, and then the backpack is officially mounted, and I'm really liking how this looks. What do you guys think? Next Next up, let's take a quick look at a figure I didn't expect to have such good reception, but it did come out really good, even better than I anticipated, and I was really happy with it. Jack-o'-lantern's a fun character just because he's a pumpkin head, and I thought that was a fun spin to take. And so this is what I ended up coming up with. This is actually the jack-o'-lantern from the original Marvel Legends, and this fire piece is from the effigy that we looked at last week from Molten Man. I painted it all up to kind of make it a little bit more vibrant. The pieces were a little dull, and I also needed the effigy piece to match the pumpkin head, so I painted it red. I used a real posable chain and then wrapped around his arm to kind of give it this look. I thought that was really cool. I painted up these hands from a King Shazam, painted them red. I like the red accents on here with the boots and the hands and the cape. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that at first, but it did come out really good. The paint job also came out really good. This was pretty simple paint job. I like the way all the textures were on here, so we just really highlighted it with a lot of the concepts I usually do, where, you know, we painted one color and then dry brush on top to add the layers. A lot of these accessories were from the original jack-o'-lantern and other random parts and pieces I had laying around. I really wanted to make this guy look kitted up and really lean into like psycho serial killer vibes. So as you see here, he's also got some cool weapons that are all bloodied up and such. And I think this looks really good. I also absolutely adore this head. This is from a Trick or Treat NECA figure, and it just looks so good. It really matches. I like how he's got like that little smirk on his face. And all in all, this came out really good. Like I said, we built this on live stream, so unfortunately there's no footage of me putting it together, but everyone really liked that one. Same with the Beetle. And so although I don't have a lot of footage, I wanted to put together this quick video to just kind of go over my designs and show them off to you guys. This is also an addition to the Sinister 16, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So that's really cool. We're slowly building out the rogues. I'll continue to do about 2 figures per episode now, since these are going to be touch-ups or characters I don't have a lot of footage on. Here I wanted to do a quick comparison of the miles I'm using for this universe. This is my custom miles, just to show how massive this Beetle figure is. And I just love this grid character. I thought it worked out really well. We'll also take a quick look at the size comparison here. Like I said in videos past, I really like using Mcfarlane bodies to really add this scale of like how menacing these characters are, because they absolutely tower over this Miles. Guys, I just want to say thank you again for all your support, all your patience as I continue to learn how my long form content goes. Again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss the uploads, because there's so much more coming. But guys, I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.